Just gonna kind of practice doing a little bit of comedy routine here. I'm gonna try to make it funny. Since that's the reason that most people do listen to comedy is because they would like to laugh. It's not illegal yet. I mean, I feel like we're fast approaching. We literally have people who are arrested for making memes. Yes, arrested for making memes. That's the thing that's so crazy to me about the time that we're living in. It's like, on one hand, it's like we're in the most serious time ever. Like, whenever I think about dating now, I don't think about what you drive or what kind of job you necessarily have, your looks. I'm like going, can you dig a well? Can you hunt and fish? And do you know how to put up a horse fence? Important questions. Important questions. I'm more looking for a post-apocalyptic partner than I am somebody to just go on a date with and have fun. And I don't know if it's sad or it's just hilarious at this point. But, Anyway. So one thing I kind of wanted to talk to y'all about is, so you see there's this thing. It's been really starting to bother me lately because, it's just 2023. I get it. Listen, like, the pandemic was, very 2020, mandates very 2021, but for all of that, it really kind of, at this point, it seems suspicious that you don't see through some of the propaganda. And so I've dubbed this condition, which I've observed, as post-pandemic stress syndrome. And I mean, I know, like, that sounds like a real term, but the symptoms are some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It's like the guy you see at Walmart who's still wearing a mask alone in his car, like still using gloves when he's at the grocery store. The guy or girl maybe who's jogging or riding their bike down the street with a mask on outside by themselves. But, it's getting kind of easy to spot the people now who, like, really took it in, hook, line, and sinker. Like, I really feel bad for y'all in a way because, it's almost kind of like, it makes me think about fishing, like bass fishing. Like, imagine if the fish went for everything that you threw in the water, right? Like anything, worm, cricket, hot dog, whatever, doesn't matter, gonna catch a million brim. That's kind of what they're doing, and you're like the fish that sees the worm and is just like, put it in my mouth. Put the worm in my mouth. I don't care if there's a hook in it. Just put it in my mouth. I see you have a cooler. Could you put me on some ice? I don't really like oxygen that much. That's why I wear a mask, right? Oh my gosh. It's also, maybe it's like the guy at your work, like post-pandemic stress syndrome, like the guy who keeps getting the booster shots, no matter how many strokes he has. Died suddenly, like at this point, it's extremely sad, but it's become a punchline. And every single time you see one of those posts, you're going to see a bunch of little shot emojis. And at this point, like, it's really sad. But you're like, you're still letting them keep you as part of the experiment. You are extremely loyal to the empire. Meanwhile, people like me over here, just an average person, well, maybe not that average, because, common sense and all that doesn't seem to be that common anymore. But, like, people like me are treated like a criminal. Like we, some people were worried about Santa Claus, naughty list, the nice list, and I'm like government watch list. And sometimes I do just want to be like, Uncle Sam, I know you're hiring 87,000 new IRS agents. So maybe I could get like, more like a waitress type status here, work for tips, be like, hey, Uncle Sam, how do you want your potatoes? Mashed, stewed, fully loaded, small and round, like children? Yes, sir, coming right up. Okay, got it. Here you go, Uncle Joe. Oh, no, it's hot, it's hot. You don't have to put your face that close to, oh, well, okay, all right, yeah, I get it. You thought they were under the age of 12, but, potatoes don't really last that long. I know, I'm terrible, right? But, listen, it's not like it's all of them, right? They just have a fake child sacrifice of the Bohemian Grove every year. Walter Cronkite is the owl. Bring your sacrifice to me, the casting off of care. It's just really not that intimidating. But at the same time, it's like, wow, you are like worshiping Moloch and having pagan ceremonies in the middle of a forest. And you're in charge of leading our country and the world. But hey, what can you do? 3-letter agencies. I haven't really addressed this, but, if you're offended right now, I highly suggest you form a line. If you look back in the back, you'll see that there's a lot of people standing back there. Yeah. Sorry, don't mind. They're just crew cuts, cargo pants. It's the FBI, not a big deal. They just whisper in the crowd, try to plan their next false flag, just don't mind them. Serious thought crime occurring here, so, gotta take it seriously. But there's other stuff back there too, like there's a beverage bar, for the highly offended, and it's got some Kool-Aid up there for you. Yeah, just be a little careful. Heard it's Jim Jones flavored, but the good news is you can drink as much as you want. It's unlimited refills. And I think Carl, back there, Carl? What? Oh, yeah, one of the FBI agents, you, in the blue, yeah. Following Biden's instructions, yes, you. Yeah, you can serve the Kool-Aid if you want to. Just, make sure everybody gets the appropriate amount. Like, if anybody turns down the Kool-Aid, actually probably just shoot them, okay? Leave the people on stage alone. Let the people have the Kool-Aid as much as they want. And even if they drop dead, it's not a big deal. They should thank you for it. Because, it's kind of how it is. Yeah. FBI. But, maybe you don't like Kool-Aid. Maybe you want a little bit of alcohol, right? So, they do have, I think, some Fireball back there. Yeah. You have Fireball? Oh, okay. Wait, what did you call it? Oh, okay. Sorry. FBI bartenders, again, it's not really, they don't call it Fireball. They just call it Waco juice. I'm telling you, like, it's so crazy to me how the comedy and the propaganda are almost on the same wavelength. Like, as the propaganda gets worse and worse and more and more and more in your face and people do nothing. Well, most people do nothing. Most people. Not you, though. Not you. Not you. I'm sure you've done something. Oh, yeah, you can tell me about it later. You know, whatever it was you did to, you know, take a stand before all your rights were taken away. Especially that free speech one. That one is so valuable. People have died for that one more than any of the rest of them when you think about it. But, you know, I understand wanting the censorship and all that. You know, there's some stuff people just really don't like to hear. And I get it because, quite frankly, I don't really want to hear anything that you have to say. So, you know, it'll all work out. And, you know, if I get put on a government watch list, which, you know, maybe I'm already on one, who knows. I think that my best course of action is going to be to stay at home and not say anything and make sure I spend all my money only at, like, approved corporations. You know, the ones that got the, well, you know, they got a lot of the bright flags. Yeah, one of those. As long as I'm shopping there, or hear me out. If they shut down all the other businesses, so it's the only place I can shop, I'll still go there. You know, but maybe if I do those things, you know, and if they were to say, you know, outside, wear a mask, you know, I'll just put one on, and they say take this shot and that shot or else you'll lose your job. I will just line up and I will say, put one in each arm. Maybe give me an extra one just so, like, I can get ahead on my, you know, yearly subscription of, you know, like, being able to survive under oppression. Maybe if I do all of those things, maybe they won't kill me with the next deadly virus they cook up in a lab. Right? Like, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, if we just do those things, then maybe next time they won't want to kill us, right? You know? But, yeah, what I know is just freedom of thought and speech, things like that. But don't worry. I'm sure they'll come up with a vaccine for that, too.